Google My Business. So Google My Business is the main bread and butter of local SEO, and this is where the majority of your phone calls will come in from you doing optimizations. The good thing about the Google My Business is people can actually call you before they even click your website or even visit your website. So it's really important we know how to optimize for the Google My Business. So in this section, we're going to cover exactly what is a GMB listing. We're going to go over why every business should have one. I'm going to show you how to determine if your business already has a GMB listing. Really good to know, as if you do already have a GMB listing, you don't want to go out and then create another one, as it will just cause more harm than good. I'm going to show you how to set up a GMB listing for your business from scratch. I'm going to also show you how to optimize your GMB listing. So having a GMB listing that isn't optimized is really ineffective, and as a result, it won't actually do any good for your marketing efforts. It won't generate you no calls. So knowing how to optimize it is super important. And I'm also going to show you what to do if your business has multiple locations. So if you operate in multiple cities, say city A and city B, ideally you want to have a GMB listing for each city. So I'll show you exactly how to set that up the correct way. So let's dive into this section. So first things first, what is a GMB listing? GMB obviously standing for Google My Business. A GMB is a business listing on Google. It allows local customers to find you and information about your company. As you can see from the screenshot below, for a simple search of Level Finish Richmond, Virginia, Google has returned the GMB listing for our business. And as you'll see from the GMB listing, Google actually pulls in quite a few bits of information, such as our business name, the reviews, our address, the hours we operate, and our phone number. And if you look closely, right under our business name, you'll see there's a button that says website. If a user was to click this button, then they'll be redirected to our website, which is very handy. It's important to note that this isn't always how a GMB listing will look. For example, on a desktop, a GMB listing will take this form. So as you can see from the screenshot, I've searched for a local service, and Google has now returned the map pack, which is what we call this whole section right here. And within this, we have 3 GMBs listed. So you have 1, 2, and 3. The top one is actually an ad, so I'm going to ignore that one. If you look to the right of each listing, you'll see there are either 1 or 2 buttons, which will be website and directions. And sometimes you'll see 2 buttons, which will be a combination of both website and directions. If you're hiding your address from users, maybe you don't have a physical location and you service customers in their home. For example, you could be a plumber, then it's likely you wouldn't have your address on show, as there's simply no need. We can also see that the listing called American Floors doesn't have a website link to the listing, or they potentially could just not have a website at all, which is quite interesting. So if your business is related to web design, then this is actually a great way to find potential clients for your services, as obviously this company might not have a website. So now if we carry out the same search on a mobile device, the results will look a little different. You'll notice that there are no buttons to get directions to anyone's business or to visit any of their websites. These buttons have now been replaced with a call button, which if pressed, will trigger the call function on your mobile device. As you can imagine, this helps a ton when it comes to generating more inbound calls for your business. There's only 3 spots in the map pack listing, not including the ad. So as you can imagine, it's super important to get in the map pack, as you can generate a ton of work for your business. GMB listings also actually appear in Google Maps too. So if you went over to Google Maps and did a search for a service like below in the screenshot, you'll see Google has returned GMB listings. Why every business should have a GMB listing? Hopefully it's pretty obvious now from my last few slides as to why you should have one for your business. However, to summarize, you get a free business listing in search results, you get a free maps listing, you can acquire customer reviews on it, you can utilize GMB posts, which is a feature within the GMB dashboard, essentially allows you to share messages directly with customers, and these messages actually appear in the local search results. And lastly, you get a free GMB website, which is basically a free simple website for your business. However, as you have our own, it's not really needed. However, it doesn't hurt to set one up, as it only takes a few minutes. And plus, it's free as well. One of the easiest ways to figure out if your business has a GMB listing is to head over to Google Maps. So let's do that now. So with Google Maps, it gives you the ability to find businesses across the whole world. So if you use the search feature at the top left and start typing your business name, if you do have a GMB listing, you should see your business name and address below. So if I start typing in Level Finish, you'll see it's listed at Level Finish and it has our address below in Richmond in Virginia. If I click this, it should load a GMB listing below it, which is just further proof that I do have a Google My Business listing. Just a word of note as well, I typed in Level Finish as 1 word. Even if you type it in as 2 words, for example, Level Finish, your business should still appear. It should even work if you misspell your business. So if you do Level Finish like that. for example, you can still see Google has pulled back the same result for me. This is because Google's algorithm is super, super advanced. So if you're typing in different variations of your business and you're still not seeing your business name below, it's a very strong indication that you do not have a Google My Business listing for your website. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a G&B listing, so a Google My Business listing for your website. So, however, before you start this video and start setting up a listing, please do double check if you have a listing already for your business, because if you do, what you're going to do, you're going to have a duplicate listing and it's going to cause more harm than good. So please check out my previous video and see if you have a listing first. If you don't, then please follow these steps to set up one. So simply Google My Business Setup, and you want to click the top result, which should be this one. And you want to click Manage Now. For some reason, Google do not call this Sign Up or Set Up. They call Manage Now. But anyway, you want to click Manage Now. They both are the same thing, the button there and there. Now, what you're going to do is type in your business name. So I already have a G&B listing set up for Level Finish. So you can see Level Finish already has a Google My Business listing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another one, but I'm going to spell it a little bit different. So I want to go for Level Finish like that. And what I'll do, I'll actually delete this after the video because I don't obviously want two duplicate listings. So once you type in the business name, you want to click here, create a business with this name. What's the name of your business? Which is what I just typed in now, Level Finish. Just make sure it's all correct and then click next. Choose a category that fits your business best. So this is what we call the primary category. So it's the main thing your business does. So for example, for Level Finish, I know we have different types of flooring we install. So we've got hardwood, carpet, laminate. However, the main service we do is actually, or main service we actually provide is flooring services. So I want to type in flooring and see what comes up. So I've typed in flooring, I've got flooring store, I've got flooring contractor. So the best suited one to me is going to be flooring contractor, just exactly how I have it on my homepage as well. So you can see my homepage is also optimized for this category. So I put in flooring contractor and then click next. Now you have the opportunity to add in more services. So this is where I kind of break it out and go for the actual services I offer. So I've got hardwood, carpet, laminate, tile, and vinyl. So I would put in, install flooring is actually an option there. So that's fine. You can add a custom service. So I can put in carpet installation. I'll copy that because I'll need that again. I'll add in another service. I'll do hardwood floor installation. I'm going to put in laminate installation, and I'm going to put in tile installation, and the last one we have is vinyl installation. So literally all of the services we offer on the website. So these are called your secondary categories, so the kind of subcategories of your main one. So I've told Google, hey, I'm a flooring contractor, I install floors, and these are the type of floors I install. So simply populate this so suitable for your business and then click next. Now Google's going to ask you, do you want customers to visit your location, e.g. a store or an office? So this is all up to you really. For example, with Level Finish, we install flooring in people's homes. We actually install flooring in people's homes. No one needs to come to us because we don't actually sell any hardware. We don't sell carpet. So for me, in this instance, what I'll do, I will click no. However, if you do have a physical location, like a shop, and people come to your premises all the time, you are going to click yes and then click next and then put in a location of your actual store. This will help people find you. So if you put in yes, I'll show you what it does. So for example, with Level Finish, you can see my address is on show. This is because I've put in an actual address for people to visit. However, the company below us, Rossin & Young Inc., you can see they have no address here. So they've actually clicked no for this and they've hidden the address on people. So these people do not want customers visiting the kind of property, the business location. So they've hidden it from users. So this is kind of up to you. For me, in this instance, I'll just click no because I've done yes already for the first listing. Where do you serve your customers? This is optional. So again, as I'm based in Richmond in Virginia, as you can see from my first address, I'm also going to put down my local city, which is going to be Richmond. So I'll type in Richmond, make sure I've got the right one. I don't want to go for any of these ones down here. I want Virginia, USA. And then I'm going to click next. What contact details do you want to show to customers? So this is going to be the details on the listing. So this will be the phone number you see here and the website you have on the listing. So if I just go for, say, this site, for example, Better Floors, you can see I've got a phone number right here. So this is the phone number on display. And then when you click website, it should actually link to the website. So you want to put the right website in there just to make sure people are going to the right website and not someone else's. So for this one, I'll put in any phone number for now. In fact, I'll just take the one off Level Finish and change the last digit just for the training purposes. So I'll put that number there and I'll change that 3 to 1, for example. the website URL, if I just put in level finish, I'll change our website and put a little dash in there just for now, just to make sure that's not a real website before I do that. Oh, it is actually a real website. Okay, so let's go for level like that. So I spell it wrong. Hopefully this shouldn't be a real website. It's not. So okay, I'll put that down. Obviously you want to put in your right details. I'm just doing this for the training purposes. And then you want to click next. And now you want to click finish. So what you've just done now, you've created a listing. However, you need to verify to Google you're actually based where you say you are. So it's going to ask you to enter a mailing address. So what you're going to do is put in the address of your business. Obviously I won't do this now. I already have one for level finish. And what you're going to do is when you fill in information, Google's going to send you a postcard in the post. It should arrive within 3 to 5 working days. On that postcard, it's going to have a 5-digit PIN or a 4-digit PIN. I'm pretty sure they changed it recently. And what you're going to do is log into your account and actually add in that PIN, and that will verify your account. So if I click in verify later, for example, because I don't have that PIN, I'll show you what it will say. It will say verification needed. So right now, my GMB listing will not be on show to anyone until I verify it, because Google needs to make sure I'm actually based there where I say I am, because a lot of people have fake addresses and they have loads of these fake listings and they just generate phone calls and doesn't actually help anyone. So what you want to make sure is you verify it. So if I show you up here, info, you'll see it says your edits won't appear on Google until you verify your business. So what I'm going to do is obviously verify this, put in an address. Once you do that, it will say a postcard is on the way to you, and then it will give you an option up here to say verify now. And when you do click verify now, you simply need to edit in the postcode or the little 4-digit or 5-digit code Google sent to you. And that is how you set up a Google My Business listing for your website. So before I show you how to optimize the Google My Business dashboard, I thought it'd be a good idea just to show you around the dashboard, give you a good idea of the overview and how to navigate around the whole dashboard. So this is my Google My Business account. Do bear in mind, this is the one I just created with obviously the wrong spelling error. So I've done LEVL finish just for the example in the training course. So do bear in mind, this isn't actually verified. So what that means is a lot of these options will be locked and you can't actually edit them until you verify the account. However, as a purpose of the video to give you an overview, it doesn't really matter for now. So essentially you have the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. So you've got home, post, info, insights, reviews, messaging, photos, products, services, a website, and users, and you've got a few more bits and bobs down here. So essentially a lot of these elements here are included on the main home tab. So you can see right now I'm on home. I'll just click that to refresh. And you can see from the home tab, I can actually create an ad. So I can advertise easily in minutes. I can do that right here, or I can scroll down and actually create an ad from this section right here. So the home is a general overview of the whole dashboard. So from the home tab, you can also create a post. You can actually complete more of your listing, add in more information. You can see the reviews, you can respond to them. And you can also download the app for your Android or iOS device and obviously manage instant alerts on the go. Pretty good if you run, say, a hairdresser salon. So if someone books an appointment with you, you can actually respond to that from your phone through the app, which is pretty good. So if you go into post now, this is essentially where you can create offers or just make people aware of new services you have for your business. You can actually add discount codes, which people can redeem online as well. So all of that is done in the post section. For the information section or info, this is essentially all the information about your business. So you have your name up there, you have your main category, which you selected. You've got the location. You've got the service area, which areas you service. You put in your hours there, so you can go into that and say you're open on a Sunday, you open at 12, and so on and so on. I'll do that later in the video, how to optimize this. I just want to show you where all the information is. Your phone number is here. You can add an appointment link, services, business description, the date you open, add some photos. You do all the information in the info tab. On the insights, it's where you discover insights about your customers. So essentially, if your customer is a male, are they a female? How did they find your business? How did they engage with your business? So this is really where it really comes to do with optimization. You do a lot of it in the insights tab. For reviews, it's when someone leaves a review on your Google My Business listing. You can see the reviews here and obviously respond to them. Messaging, again, you can answer questions customers in a snap, so very, very quick to do. The photos is where you add photos about your business and showcase what you can do. You can actually make a Google My Business website as well, which I'll show you how to do in the second video. Products, again, it's just the products you offer or the services about your business. Again, it's pretty useful if you have a store. If you don't have a store and you're a SAB, so a service area business, so like me, Level Finish, we go out and install flooring in people's homes, you probably don't need to do products. You probably want to focus more on the services, which is what I've done initially. So you can see the ones I've added have actually come through right now. You can add more at a later date. The website, so this isn't your actual website, this is your Google My Business website. So You can literally click creating a site and it'll create it for me right now. Again, I will show you how to create this properly and how to optimize it in the next video. And then you just have the last part, which is users, which is obviously just me. I'm the primary owner. If you want to add someone else to manage it, like an agency at a later date, that is how you do it. So later you can see you have a create an ad, you can get custom Gmails, add a new location. If you have multiple locations, you manage them through here. And if you want to have linked accounts, settings and support, so on. So that is the overview of the whole Google My Business account. I highly recommend you get familiar with it because you'll be using it a lot. It's kind of the bread and butter local SEO, all to do with GMB. So please make sure you know your way around this. The 9 elements to optimize on your GMB listing. There's 9 things you want to think about when it comes to performing optimizations on your GMB listing. I'm going to cover all 9 of them in this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how we optimize each element step by step in a live walkthrough. However, it's super important you understand these 9 elements first and get a better understanding as to why we optimize each element. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure your information is accurate and up to date. This might seem pretty straightforward, but however, what I've noticed is a lot of people rush to set up their GMB listing. So as a result, because they're rushing, they end up making simple and small errors. However, they might seem small actually, but they actually be quite detrimental. So in the past, we had a client who rushed to set up their GMB listing, and as a result, they missed off one of the digits on the number, or they actually got it wrong, sorry. So what that means is the whole time we didn't know about this, all the phone calls wasn't actually coming through to the business. They were just going to the voicemail. So getting your information is super, super important. So please do double check or even triple check the information you've entered and make sure it is accurate. The second thing you want to check is to make sure you select the relevant category. So the category you determine for your GMB is essentially the main service your whole business provides. So like I said, with Level Finish, we do carpet installation, tile installation, hardwood, vinyl, and so on and so on. However, the main category isn't laminate, as I obviously install carpet and tile as well. The main category would be a flooring contractor. So it's really important you get this right. If you pick the wrong one, you can actually have more of a hindrance on your rankings. So please do think about what categories are out there and do spend a bit of time seeing what categories are available and picking the one that is most relevant for your business. The third thing is filling in the description. So this is a description of what your business does. I'm pretty sure GMB gives you an option of 750 characters. It is typically best to put in as many characters as possible and make sure you really fill in the description. Try and get your keywords in there as well. However, don't just try and spam the description. Just put in, I do this, list out all your things. It needs to read naturally for the user as well. So do take your time on the description. The fourth thing you want to do is make sure you add photos. So this helps build up social proof and show people what you're capable of doing, helps build trust with the end user as well. The fifth thing is adding a website URL. As you have seen from our GMB video earlier on in this course, one of the websites, I think it was American Floors, didn't actually have a website connected to the GMB listing. As a result, I wasn't able to actually go over to the website and see the type of work they've done. So definitely do not miss out on the website URL. Do try and put your own website URL in there. If you don't have a website URL, then just chuck in your standard Google My Business website, which I'll show you how we do later on in this course as well. However, as you bought this course, I'm pretty sure you have a website URL anyway. The sixth thing to do is to add your business hours. So this is very important. As you can see from the GMB listings on a mobile device, the button actually says call. So having the hours you operate is super important as well, as people will then know what time to call you. And if you do have a shop which people are going to visit, it then helps them know what time you're open so they can pop in accordingly. The next thing to do is to create a GMB website. So again, this is just a simple, straight website you can have for your GMB listing. Google do provide you with these websites for free. It don't cost you a penny. However, they're not the main cog in local SEO, should I say. You want to be really working on your main website as it is. However, it doesn't harm to set up a GMB website. And 9 times out of 10, the people you're competing with won't have done it. So you might as well go and do it and go that extra mile. The next thing you want to do is collect reviews. So again, reviews are quite similar to photos. They help build social proof for your website and kind of show people that you are actually capable of doing what you say you are. The last thing we want to do is add posts, which is what we call a GMB post. So with these GMB posts, you can share updates with your business and also push forward messages to your client base, which also appears in the Google search results. So I'm going to show you all of these elements in the next video now and how we optimize every single one of them. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fully optimize your Google My Business listing to ensure you have optimum visibility in Google. So you might have already noticed I've logged back into my Level Finish account now, the real one, the one that's spelled correctly. I'm going to go through all the sections here on the left and show you exactly what I've done to fully optimize them. So let's start off with info, as that is where the main information for your business is. So you'll see at the top you have level finish, which is just the name of the business and the GMB listing. And then below that you have what we call a category. So these are the categories you would have selected when you initially set up the GMB. So if I click edit, you'll see the primary category is indeed flooring contractor. And then I have my additional categories below that, such as tile contractor, carpet installer, wood floor installation service, and so on and so on and so on. So like I said, you can actually add another category at a later date. So if you do find another category which is similar to what you guys do, please do add it. The more categories you have, the better, as it's telling Google services what your business does. So for example, I've got tile contractor. There might be another tile one, so I'll type in tile. I've got tile store, which isn't relevant as we don't sell tiles, we just install them. Maybe flooring, could be another flooring type. No, it doesn't seem to be anything. So I think what I've done, I've covered the majority of my services anyway. However, if like I said, if you do think of any other categories, do add them in there, because what you're seeing now, the categories is like the main thing you can do for your GMB to get it higher. Telling Google what category you're in does massive movements for your listing. For example, we had a client that was in the wrong category. We simply came over to the Google My Business listing. We changed the primary category to the correct category and they jumped up to page 1 already. So tons of benefits by getting this right. So below that, you have your address, which you shouldn't be changing. That should actually be in there from when you set up your GMB. The service area, so this is where you are telling Google about the area you service. So it's good to put in the city you target. So for me, it would be Richmond, Virginia. I would have clicked apply. You'll notice that when I do that, sometimes it will say pending review. So Google, yes, it's right there. It says under review. So Google's just checking what I've put in to make sure it's all, all adds up. For example, if I'm based in Richmond and I'm saying I service, say, somewhere in Seattle, that will be under review and it probably will get rejected. Below that, you have the opening hours. So for me, I've already filled mine in, but to simply do it, you just click the little pen icon or pencil icon to the right, and you basically select all the days you're open. So if you're only open Monday to Friday, you'd obviously deselect Saturday and Sunday. Just say open Monday to Friday. However, if you're open all the time, you just check both of them and then you pull in the time. So for me, 8:30 to 5 p.m. Very simple. Once you put in the times, you want to click apply. Special hours, if you're open on different times and different days, maybe Christmas Eve, bank holidays, or any holidays out there, for example, you might want to put in special hours. The phone number is what you put in when you set up the listing, so you shouldn't change that, and you probably should never touch that, to be honest with you. Sometimes if you change this listing or the phone number on the listing, your listing can be under review and it can get rejected, as Google sees that as a bit dodgy, as why would someone change the number of the business just after they create it. So do give that some time before you start making big edits like this. This part right here is what we call your short profile name. So again, just put a simple variation of your business name. Keep it nice and short, no need to overcomplicate that. This part here will be your website URL. So you put in a link to your website, as I've done already. Again, you should do this when you set up your GMB listing. So when you actually get verified, this should all be filled in automatically. So appointment links. So this is where if you have appointments for your business, for example, if you run a hairdresser salon, for example, and you take bookings, you can put in a link for people to book your hairdresser slots over the phone or through the website. Products, for level finish, we don't sell any products. We only offer floor and installation as a service. So I've left it blank. However, if you do have any products, you can fill that in actually down here in a bit more detail. So I'll show you that later. Services are essentially your categories. So what I've done here, I've got primary category, flooring contractor, and below that I put vinyl sheet installation. So the reason I put vinyl sheet below flooring is because there wasn't actually a category for vinyl. So I've just included it under flooring. However, this is a little good trick we use for all our clients and I do for myself. When you select your category, such as tile contractor, you can actually add another service under that. So as I already have contractor up here, I did a different variation of the keyword. So I've gone for tile installation, where if it said installation at the top, I would have put tile contractor, just to make sure I cover both keywords. And what this does, it helps your relevancy. It helps Google know actually the services your business offers, how it offers different variations, and what that results in is it's much more likely for your listing to be triggered for different keyword variants. So for example, I've got carpet installer as a category below because carpet installation wasn't a main category. So all I've done is I put installation below it as additional service. So to do that, you literally just find your category. So for example, floor refinishing service, I would add another service for that. I would actually like to call this laminate floor installation, and confirm that, and then click apply. And that will now add it below that category. So you can see it's done it right here. However, just bearing in mind, I've actually got one for wood floor installation service below where I've got laminate and hardwood in there. So I don't actually need it. I was just showing you how to set it up. So what I'll do, I'll delete that now. Click the arrow and then click delete, click yes, and then that will remove that from there. So it's a very good opportunity to add lots of more keywords that your business is targeting. So if you go back to the info tab now and carry on from where we was, which is just under services, you can see you can have some highlights and stuff like that, which for me isn't relevant. This part right here is your business description. So I would always recommend you fill this in. So I've got right here, Uber level. I'm not sure what Uber level is. It'll be level finish. Must have did that wrong initially. Level finish is a professional in floor installations. We install hardwood, carpet, tile, vinyl, and laminate floorings. We service Richmond and can work on both domestic and commercial jobs. There you go. Drop us a call today and one of our friendly team members will be happy to help. So you can see they actually give you a limit of 750 characters. The more characters you put, the better. However, what I found from testing is if you put something here, it's actually better than 99% of businesses anyway, as most people don't even do this. They literally just create a GMB listing and let it sit, which is the reason why they never generate that much results. So that is your business description. So do fill that in as much as you can. You can have an opening date, so you can tell Google the date you opened. And then obviously you can add photos to your listing as well. And on the right hand side, we don't normally touch any of this. This should be checked by standard anyway, Google's assistant calls. You don't want to close or remove this, so just ignore this. And this is more advanced information, which you probably don't need to touch for now. So once you've done that, you can go over to your reviews. So if it's a brand new listing, obviously people will not be leaving you reviews straight away unless you let them know. When they do leave you reviews, you can actually respond to them from here. So for example, we've had these reviews from quite a while ago now, 2018. So if I just read through them, it says, Kenneth showed up on time. I'm very satisfied with our new hardwood floor. So what I've done is I've noticed that they're talking about a hardwood floor. So they must have used us for hardwood flooring. So what I've done in my reply, I said, glad you like the new hardwood floor. So the fact I include the keyword in my review, it's another signal to Google that, hey, this site must be about hardwood floors. So as a result, when someone types in a hardwood floor search in Richmond, my site is much more likely to appear up now, as it's very clear this site is about hardwood floor. So you'll notice I would have done it a few more times for other services. Best laminate floor installation we could have asked for. So what I've done, I've replied and I've included the keyword here. So it's very, very relevant. So what you want to do is reply to all of your reviews and try and get your keyword in there when you can. Just try and keep it very, very natural. So for example, for this one, highly recommend, job well done. They haven't mentioned what floor they've actually gone for or what service. So I'm not going to go and say, hi, I won't say, for example, hi, glad you liked your carpet installation, because that's just me trying to stuff a keyword in there. It's not natural, and Google is aware of that. There's no indication they got a carpet unless you obviously know from your records. So for stuff like that, just keep it generic and just say, hi, glad you liked it. That will do. But where you have the opportunity to add a keyword, definitely do add a keyword. That is how you optimize your reviews. For messaging, again, it's just where you get messages from your customer. There's nothing to optimize really here. For photos, what you want to do is add as many photos as you can of work you guys have done at your business. To do that, you simply just go to the Photos tab, and then you want to click the plus icon and then upload any photos you have on your desktop or on your computer. Another little trick as well is when you upload a photo, try and give the file name what it actually is. So if it's a carpet installation job, call it carpet installation job and then put the address, or at least put the city, so Richmond. That way when you upload it, Google sees it as you're uploading a picture to do with carpet installation, and it's based in this area, which is obviously the location you are targeting. Products, like I said, I don't actually have any products for level finish, so I don't have any. If you do have any products, you can just click get started and add some products. This way they will feature in the Google search. Services is what we've gone through earlier. So again, you will notice that a lot of this stuff here is repeated below, which is why I always recommend you start with info first, because once you fill in info, you actually fill in a lot of the other stuff below it. Website now, it isn't your actual website, it's what we call a GMB website. So you can see this is what it looks like. I'll show you now. For some reason, Google always gives you the option to create a website for free. However, not many people use this at all, as we have your own website for level finish. First thing you need to do is pick a theme. So it doesn't really matter what theme you pick. Try and pick one that's suited to you. If you like the colors, that matches the colors on your main website. But to be honest, no one ever really sees this anyway, as you can imagine, on your GMB listing, when you click website, it should go to your main website anyway. It won't actually go to this. However, Google gives you the option to fill this in and to create one. So the best thing to do is to create one, because I can guarantee 99% of the businesses you're competing with do not create a Google My Business website. So as a result, all you need to do is create one, optimize it, and you're already better than 99% of people out there. And this is the reason why you're going to generate results better than 99% of the people out there as well. So to do a website, like I said, you simply want to pick a theme and then click edit and start editing the information. So it's very, very simple. So the headline would be level finish. So if I add another H here, you'll see a H update there, another H update. So just put in the name of your business in the headline. The description, I would put in your primary category, so flooring contractor, and then put the location you offer, just to make it super relevant to Google, where you're actually based and what service you offer. The summary header, again, I just kind of repeat it, but I don't put in the last part of the state in there. I put flooring contractor Richmond. You've got get a quote there, and then all this here is what we call the summary body. So this is the main text right here. So just information about the company. So what I would do, I would put some time aside and I'd write, I would say about at least 500 words of content talking about your business, the services it offers, and the different types of services. So you can see I've got some general information about the business. Now I've got a whole paragraph here talking about hardwood floor. I've got a whole paragraph here talking about vinyl. I've got carpet. So I cover every single service we offer. So these things over time, what it does, it just tells Google, hey, I definitely do carpet installation. I definitely am a tile contractor. I definitely do vinyl floor. It just helps with the relevancy. And relevancy is a massive thing when you want to appear in the Google Maps. So get this all filled in. Again, it's very simple. Once you do that, you want to click publish up here, and then you can view the site and see what the changes you made. I wouldn't recommend buying another domain, because if you click more, you can see you can actually update the site name. You can buy a custom domain. You don't need to do this if you already have a website. This is just for the Google My Business website. And like I said, as not many people view this in the first place, you probably don't even want to worry about buying a domain. Just keep it simple, as we've done in this video example. That is essentially how you create a Google My Business website and how you optimize it. So a couple of other things you probably can do as well is, I'm not sure if I covered the photo section. I probably did, but if I didn't, again, you can actually do a video as well. So you can add a video to your photo section. So maybe a video of you talking about your business, the service you offer, how you can help. You can do a 360 tour as well, which if you click 360, you can actually pretty interior, something like this, for example. You can show people the interior of your office. I've just gone for a generic image right here. But essentially, once you've done that, there's not that much to optimize. And then once you've done all the information, you can come back to this every single month and review what I like to see, insights. So if I check the insights for the last quarter, so this is information on how the business has performed in the last quarter. So I can see I actually appeared in, let's go on it, 1,839 different searches. This is people who have just found my listing through searching for a category, a product, or a service. This is why it's super, super important to make sure you pick the best category, the product, and the service, as this is how people will find you. Almost 95% of my searches are coming from people finding me from a category, a product, or a service. You can also scroll down as well and find out how people found your website. So again, if I go to the last quarter, a lot of people are finding me by typing in carpet installation, Richmond, Virginia, as I know that's my biggest keyword. I've got tile installation, which is another one coming through. So when you have this data, you can actually go back to your categories and try and optimize it. Maybe add a few more categories for tile if there's any relevant. Flooring near me, you can't really optimize for that. That's just people based in Richmond. Type in flooring near me. Flooring contractor, which is my main category. So I can see if there's any other ones that are more suitable. Wood floor installer. So again, once you have this information and you optimize, you'll start to get some numbers popping through, and then you can optimize your GMB listing accordingly to what data you see in your dashboard. Once you've done that, guys, I promise you, this is way more than anyone else is doing out there. You'll be in a really good position and you'll start to appear in the Google Maps and start to generate some phone calls and people coming to your website. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can see what categories your competitors have selected from within their GMB dashboard. This is what I like to call an SEO ninja hack, as it's super advanced, although it's very easy to do. It's a super powerful method indeed. As you will already know, the categories you select will have a massive impact on where you rank in the Maps listing. So knowing what your competitors have selected will give you that unfair advantage. Just a word of warning, please do keep this to yourself and do not share it out there, as the more people that know about it, the more hard it will be for all of us to rank. So without further ado, let's dive into it and I'll show you exactly how you can figure it out. So the first thing you need to do is go over to Google and search for one of the keywords you're targeting. So I've done that already. I've typed in flooring contractor Richmond, Virginia, and then I now want to pick any random business from the map pack. So I actually recommend you do this for all businesses just to see all the categories they're all targeting. So I'm going to go for this one in the middle as an example. So let's give this a click. The page is now loaded. So I'm going to go for Jones Flooring and Tile, which is actually the business in position 2. So once you have this page loaded, you want to copy the title, and then go over to google.com/maps and simply paste in the GMB title. And as you can see, it's found the GMB listing. I do know it's the right one as it has Richmond, Virginia, which is obviously the area I'm targeting. So let's give that a click. This will now bring up a page which looks like this. The next thing you want to do before you actually go any further is just note the main category they have selected. So Jones Flooring and Tile have selected flooring contractor as their main category. So I'm going to copy this and then come off that and then simply do a right click and then go to view page source. So this only works if you're using Google Chrome. So please do bear that in mind as well. So let's click view page source. And then the next thing I want to do is simply do a Control F and paste in the category I just saw on the previous page, which for me was flooring contractor. So as you can see, Google has now highlighted all the times they've mentioned flooring contractor in the back end in the GMB dashboard. So I've got flooring contractor right here, which is highlighted. And if you look after that, we also have some more GMB categories. We've got floor refinishing service. We've got wood floor refinishing service right here again. We've got wood and laminate flooring supplier. If we look above that, so before the category, we've got carpet fitter, which is another category. We've got tile contractor. We've got carpet retail shop. We've got tile shop. We've got rug shop, we've got flooring shop, so tons and tons of categories this company has selected. So we can use this to our advantage and then make sure if we haven't included any of these categories, we go into our GMB dashboard and add these categories in as well. And one thing just to bear in mind as well, sometimes when you type in your main keyword and do a Control F, you might land on something which looks like this. And from this point onwards, you might think, hey, they don't actually have any other GMB categories. They've just got flooring contractor and that is it. Just do bear in mind, you want to look at obviously how many times you found that match on the page and just go through it until you find kind of where the big bulk of the list is, which for me was obviously where I showed you just now, which is going to be here, flooring contractor, all the way up to here as well. And do bear in mind, this only works if your competitor has selected multiple categories. If they haven't, then you're only going to see one in here anyway. So one thing I want to show you as well, if all the people you are competing with, or all the businesses I should say, have very generic business names such as this one, American Floors, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to find the listing. So if you go to American Floors and do a search here, for example, you can see we've got tons of different results here. So it's quite time consuming to go through all of them just to figure out which is the one you're actually competing with. What you can actually do is just take their address. So take the full address, copy that, and then paste that into the Google Maps URL. And that should bring up a section down here which says at this location. And as you can see, at this location, we have one business called American Floors. So now I can give that a click and be super confident that this is actually the listing for the one I saw in the map pack. And again, I can further confirm that just by looking at the address here, which says Richmond, Virginia. So hopefully you guys found that useful and gives you that unfair advantage you need to overrank your competition. If you have two locations for your business, for instance, you operate in two different cities, you're going to want to add both locations in the same Google My Business account. The reason why you want to add it in the same Google My Business account is number one, it's just good practice. And number two, it makes it so much more easier to manage both locations. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that now. So log into your Google My Business account and then scroll down to the left-hand side and click Manage Locations. Another way to access it is just to go to business.google.com/locations, and that should take you to this page. You'll see that we have one location, which is the one we're working with throughout the course. If you want to add another location, you simply need to click Add Location on the right, and then click Add Single Location, and put in the business name. So for example, let's just pretend mine is called Level Finish. Let's go for Norfolk, which is another city within Virginia. So I would go that, create business, and then I would then go through the whole process as we did initially when we set up a Google My Business account. Once you do that, I won't actually do this because I only have one location for this business. You actually have two listings appear here once you verify that. Once it's verified, you want to go through the same process that we did in the last video and optimize the listing to make sure it's going to be visible to people in that city. The reason why you want to have another separate listing for another city is because if someone is based in a different city and they type in something like carpet installation, your Richmond listing is not going to trigger, as Richmond is just for the city of Richmond. So if you do have another location for your business, please do make sure you add it in the same Google My Business account. That is the best way to ensure you get the most amount of traffic, visitors, and calls to your listing.